I'm eating a Turkish fruit roll-up. My mom got it when we went to Yayla, which is like all these mountains, and these people live there during the summer because it's a little bit colder. In Turkish, they call it pestil, and they make these. So it's really, really good. I don't know if it's good for you, but it has nuts in it, so I don't know. I like it. I also had some strawberries, drinking some good old water, and I have a whole case of cashews. Anyways, we're gonna put that down. I'm gonna take one more bite. Just love my nuts. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're doing another deep talks video. I'm gonna share this quote with you guys because I'm all about those quotes. That's how I live my life. Found this quote on Tumblr a couple of months back, and it just resonated so well with me. I think it just embodies what loneliness really is. For some reason, I'm a very just independent type of soul. I like doing things on my own. I would always go back and forth between I like being alone and okay, this is too much alone, where alone felt a little bit terrifying. So anyways, this quote just hit the spot. It says, "Being alone never felt right. Sometimes it felt good, but it never felt right." And this is by Charles Bukowski. I'm hoping I said that right. So this got me thinking. I've spent about a month thinking about this topic from the deepest parts of my soul. Like, I tried to take out the parts of me that want to stay hidden, and that is what loneliness is. There's a part of us, there is a notion of secrecy. Loneliness is pretty much pieced into a couple of different parts. There's being alone, being lonely, and there's also independence. Like, I'm talking to the camera, right? I'm alone in my room, but my dad is in the living room watching TV. My brothers are downstairs. So when you think about it, you have all these different parts of loneliness and what lonely represents, but it's up to us to decipher which one we want. When I was a little girl, I kept myself excluded from everybody. And it was not because, oh, I couldn't go sit with anyone that I wanted. I had a vast majority of friend groups. Like, I liked being friendly with a lot of different people. I liked not sitting with everybody. At the lunch table, like, everyone had their own cliques. It was just these parts of me that just didn't want to be seen. I didn't want to get close to anybody. And it kind of gets me a little bit tongue-tied and a little bit emotional, just because I don't like those short conversations of, hi, how are you, what's up, what's going on, how's the weather. That's not me. I want to know the deepest parts of a human being. Like, I want to know, why do you have bags under your eyes? Have you slept? That's what interested me at that time. Like, I like just diving into deep topics, and that's pretty much why I do deep topics on my channel. My dad always told me at that time, like, those kids are not as fully developed, like, in the brain as you are, and I just like, no, like, I know that there's someone out there like me that wants to talk about these things. And because of society, we don't talk about those things. Like, oh, we can't talk about religion, or we can't talk about politics, or we can't talk about depression. We just live in a very boxed up world, and I ended up boxing myself up because I had no choice. Tried really hard to be understood, and then as years passed on, like, as I got older, I was like, you can't make anyone understand you. Always going to be a misunderstanding. That made me pull away. That made me be afraid to connect with people. I kept telling myself, mind you, I'm like, what, like 16, 15 years old. I'm sitting at the lunch table. It's my first year of high school, and I'm just surrounded by kids my age who are just trying to figure out who they are. Being alone meant you can't share your ideas. You have no one to talk to. No one gets you. Anything that you do to try and figure yourself out is automatically closed off from people's vision. Like, they don't want to understand it. Those people who don't understand you haven't figured themselves out yet. Other people will judge you based off their own insecurities. I was like, there's a time and place to be alone. There's a time and place to be lonely. And there's a time and place to be independent. Being independent was not as hyped up as it's supposed to be, because that can make you really alone. Like, you're so dependent on yourself that asking for help or letting other people know that you are feeling lonely and alone was a big no-no. There's also being lonely, where I was like, you are really lonely right now, like you don't have anyone to speak to about these emotions, about what you're going through. And I was like, no, you're independent. No, you're just alone. Like, accept it for what it is. Lastly, there's being alone, like truly alone. Not lonely, just you want to be alone in your own environment, independent, and you're lonely. Cool. Live it up. My understanding of loneliness is accepting all three of those. Accepting that not everyone is going to get you. You need alone time for growth, for your mind to calm down, for you to depart from other human beings who have a lot of problems in their life that they don't really speak on. You can go back into your own slumber and regroup. Get yourself together, get your thoughts, recollect yourself. That independent part was a hassle, because it was everything. It was the gem to my survival. I can do it. I can do it. No one can tell me that I can't do it, because I know I can do it on my own. I'm still going through a lot of things that I need to learn. If you're older than I am and you're watching this video, or you are younger, we still have all this time to figure ourselves out. We don't know who we are yet. We shape and grow, and you know, it's just like a file. Like, we're constantly filing ourselves down, adding more clay, and essentially we are made out of clay. I like when people say, you're not alone. I'm here for you. Not alone. Look at how big the universe is. Don't ever feel alone, because I feel the same way. We hear this and we become so used to it. Like, it just numbs us, because like, you hear it all the time, but you also hear it from people who really don't give a shit. There are people who care about you, and then there are people who don't care about you. And being alone is figuring out which one of those. You're alone and you want someone to enter your bubble. Does this person give a shit about me? Are they going to open up my bubble, or are they going to close it back in? Are they just going to walk out and pop it? I think that's why we're so sensitive to everybody around us, including ourselves, is because our bubble could pop at any moment. That's why we call it our bubble. Like, don't invade my bubble. You're stuck with yourself. But if you don't befriend yourself first, you're going to have a lot of trouble connecting with other people or letting people in. We're like onions. We just, there's so many layers, and we want to connect with other people. We don't want to be alone, but then we back away because no one understands us. We're misunderstood, and then we get sad because we pushed all these people away. So what do? We try to fill that gap and put more people in. We regret it, and just like, you know, loneliness is a cycle. When you go home, just be like, go into your room, lock yourself in your room, and just sit there and be like, am I alone right now because I want to be alone? I'm pushing people away, or is it because I really do feel lonely? Like, no one gets me. This thing right here, all up in here. No one truly understands it. Like, doctors don't even understand it. That is why we have psychologists. That is why we have brain surgeons. Like, they're constantly picking at it and learning more about it. You know, why else would we have those professionals at our service? Because they're trying to figure it out. Honestly, being alone means putting yourself in a situation by yourself to be a little bit more kinder to yourself. It's testing you, it's testing every type of boundary that you will ever cross, because I think when you are alone, the first person that you're going to attack or you're going to try to find a flaw in is yourself. That's exactly what we do when we meet other people, when we are surrounded by other people. Subconsciously, we're thinking about their flaws, we're thinking about their perfections, and we're weighing them and comparing it to ourselves. We start comparing, we start contrasting. We think of every type of situation that has ever occurred in our lives. We think we are a burden. So what do? We close up. We lock ourselves in our room. We don't tell people how we feel, what we think, what they should know about us. There's probably moments that you have even gone through where you've said something and then when you're by yourself, you're like, why did you say that? I should have said something differently. And you just want to close up into your bubble, assuming that no one also feels that way. You're just assuming. But when you're alone, you just feel safer. Hey, you can surround yourself with so many different people. You can go out every single night and meet new people. And you can still feel lonely. You can come home and still feel those almost dismantling emotions that you can't even begin to discuss. I've gone through many friends, I've gone through many people in my life. I'm sure I will go through many more because I'm very, very young. But my mind has been through a lot. My eyes have seen a lot. And that's kind of just made me go running back to my room. And I felt safer there. But it didn't feel right. I was like, you can't stay here forever. You have to go out sometime, you know? Get some snacks, come back into your room, you know, the whole shebang. Being alone is just inevitable. It will happen. How do you use that time wisely? How do you treat yourself in that moment? And what you can do to make it a better experience. And it's never going to stop me from being a social being, because I've accepted those moments of seclusion that when I do go out and I do meet people, I'm like, you had those moments where you needed to be alone, so now you're out in the world. Make yourself useful. Even if you will fail, you'll say something stupid, you'll be rejected, or you will be misunderstood. This is your chance to kind of shine. This is a once in a lifetime thing, you know? I just want to remind you that you do live once. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I do love doing these type of videos. I think this is just my passion. If you guys have any suggestions about any topics that you would like me to talk about for the next video, let me know in the comments below. I would definitely appreciate that. I do read them, and I try my best to respond to all of them. I will speak to you guys very soon. I hope you guys have a good day, night, wherever you are in the world, and stay weird. Okay. I'm gonna have a nut now because I've been staring at it the whole time. So we're just gonna pop one in my mouth. Bye guys. Why are there so many nuts up in here? It's like 1 in the morning. I should be sleeping. Why did you go downstairs? You look so sleepy. You okay? You alive? Even pets are like, they make you feel not alone, you know? They just get you physically. Don't push me away, girl. We've been through this before. There's a fly in this room. Do your job. Wake up. Why is it so soft? Girl, don't bend that far. Wakey, wakey. I'm gonna put this in her ear. Blast some music and see what she does. You see that fly, right? It's like smashing itself into the wall. What? You're not alone. We're here. What do you want to listen to? The Weeknd, Lana Del Rey. What do you want, girl? Let me know. Let me know. It's gonna change your life, okay? I promise you. It's gonna be like another world. You're really gonna appreciate this.